Hello, my fellow presenters. Okay, in previous posts, I have talked about how many Londoners will be facing a difficulty when it comes to their coffee and getting their coffee fix around London because the Pret coffee subscription is ending. Yes, so normally you would pay £30 a month, you can get up to 5 free drinks a day, and also if you were redeeming all of your drinks across the month, that could work out to about 20p a drink. So really nice and cheap. So when Pret introduced this, it was almost like we were being lured in and enticed into a kind of lifestyle where you might have not one or two, but 3, 4, 5 coffees a day, and you kind of get used to it. And then suddenly they just take it away. And now a lot of people are contemplating, well, how am I going to go about being able to keep that coffee, I don't want to say addiction, but that kind of coffee habit, but without the cost spiraling out of control. Because if you now were buying all those coffees separately, it would just be ridiculous. It would be 3 figures a month, which you don't want to be doing on coffee. Not if it's something you get enjoyment from, like me. I believe in the thing that you don't want to feel guilty about it. But equally, are you missing tricks, things that you could put in place? And that's what I'm going to delve into here. In this video, I'm going to talk about things that you can put in place as a Londoner or in whatever city you're in the UK, to make sure that you can get your coffee fix. And here we go. Right, number one, obviously get a coffee machine at home. That's the first thing that you can do. I appreciate that it doesn't really refer to if you're kind of out and about as such, but we'll get on to that. But to start your day, you can have a coffee at home. You can get a nice coffee cup. I like this grey one here, goes with kind of the decor of my flat. And I think it looks pretty swish as well. Got this one from Costa. When it comes to which coffee machine that you use, I would highly recommend using any machine which uses the Nespresso sized equivalent capsules. There's many reasons for this, but it's because it basically gives you the most flexibility in terms of being able to get an espresso coffee, but equally a lot of other brands will make these pods. So I used to have, and I still at the moment have, but I'm gonna get rid of it, the Illy sized coffee pods, which are bigger. I like Illy coffee. The machine takes a while to use, but actually it's not, they're more expensive. It works out to something like 43 pence per coffee, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're at home, you want to bring that price down. Whereas if you got them in Nespresso sized capsules, it goes down to 37 pence each. And equally, if you were to get them from Amazon, you could actually get Amazon sized coffee capsules for around 13 pence. So it's really cheap. You pay £13.50 for 100 capsules. I would say that's not the greatest coffee, but when you kind of just want your coffee fix, it's great to just have one of those. Because for me as well, I use it as a form of fasting. I'll try and have like a black coffee, and I'm trying to get on a health kick where I'm trying to shorten my eating window. I'm not crazy, like managing to shorten it to sort of like 6 hours. I aim for anywhere between sort of 8 to 10 hours, and I do really think it works. So I think having those at home, just a nice black coffee, works really well. I'm also going to look into maybe getting one of those sort of presser coffees, because I think those can taste quite nice as well. But in terms of economics, get one of those style coffees, absolutely. Okay, the next thing I would say, number 2, is to just get a hot flask. Because actually, say if you're about to go traveling or around the city for different work, you've got something. My uncle used to do it, and it keeps it hot. And make sure you have a really good sturdy bag. This bag, again, sort of grey, goes with the decor of my flat. This is really good because it will hold it securely, and then you kind of got more fuel throughout the day. So that's the next thing that you can do. Number three. The other thing I would say is to make sure, and I mentioned this in one of my old videos as a London hack, is to make sure that you've got a Waitrose loyalty card. It's called My Waitrose card, because actually this means that you can get a free coffee. They actually have some machines in the bigger branches that actually let you have oat milk. You can literally customize your coffee. They use the Nero beans, which are quite popular. So that's really great. You don't even often have to buy anything if there's not anything that you need. I often will always pick up something because I always need to pick up something on the go. And also in the bigger supermarkets, because I hear you, when it comes to the Pret coffee subscription, it's not just about the coffee fuel, it's about needing somewhere to sit. Perhaps you just want to sit down somewhere in the city in a different environment, away from your crowded house share, and just do a few emails, enjoy a new area of London, or just kind of be outside, be somewhere that's sort of more social. So in the supermarkets, there are often a bar at the end that you can sort of sit in for a bit. And obviously when the weather's nice, like if it's summer, like it is now, you can just sort of be outside too. And remember what I always say, watch your phone. Okay, number 4, the next one. I would say this moves on to the other point about wanting somewhere to sit. And you can actually revert back to Pret, because actually they've got a half price model where you can buy each coffee for half price, and you're going to be able to have it £5 existing customers, where you pay £5 and you can get up to 5 coffees for half price. Obviously it works out a lot more expensive. If people want to sign up, it's £10. But what I would say is you can reduce your coffee take if you're somebody like me who feels that they've kind of upped their coffee to 4, sometimes 5, all right, don't judge, a day. And yeah, because often as freelancers, we have very kind of unconventional lifestyles. I might be doing delivery facilitation in the day, and then I might be hosting a quiz in the evening, and I just want that kind of pick-me-up to keep my energies up. You might want somewhere to sit in between, and Prets are everywhere, so that's something that you can do. Now, something that I'm going to say as an alternative to number 4, which I'm not currently going to use at the moment, but if I'm going to see how it goes, is that you could sign up to Leon. Leon have a coffee subscription where you can pay £25 a month, which is the price that it used to be for the Pret subscription, and you're going to have 5 coffees a day, again, similar, but except it's one every hour, not one every half hour. The thing that kind of slightly detracts me from this at the moment is the fact there aren't quite as many Leons. There are quite a few, to be fair. There's one in my hometown, there's one in my borough, there's quite a few at major stations, so that's positive, but not quite as many, and the seating area isn't quite as generous as Pret. Although Pret, I'm annoyed sometimes when you have these lovely seating areas and you close them off 2-3 hours early. I think sometimes you need to talk to your staff about that, or just make different arrangements where you look after them better. Just saying. Because those are lovely spaces and then you get cramped in a small place. But alas, we'll see what happens with Pret, and who knows, maybe they won't keep up with this, maybe they'll have to sort of make a change, but I'm certainly going to be reducing the amount of coffee that I have at Pret. So Leon is one. The other thing that detracts me from Leon is the fact that it's somewhere that you can sort of eat sort of fast food. I know it's meant to be a bit more healthier. So what's nice about when you drink coffee in Pret, and I'll be the first to tell you, Pret isn't the greatest coffee, but it's somewhere to sit. It's the fact that you can smell like kind of the bakery and things like that. You know, you're in that kind of coffee shop environment. Whereas, you know, you might be having a coffee and you're sitting next to somebody sort of having chips and things like that, which it might not bother a lot of people, but I think sometimes you want that coffee ambience sometimes, right? Okay, and here's the last thing that I will say. Here we go. The last thing that I will say is this. If there's an independent that you contemplated trying, I know there's quite a few that had Illy Coffee or somewhere like that, that you think, oh, that looks like a nice little independent shop. Go and have a coffee there, enjoy it, don't feel guilty about it, and just because it's conscious spending, as Ramit Sethi says, I often refer to him, and I will refer to other kind of influencers who have a mantra who I think, oh, that's worth adopting, and I will enjoy it, and I'll make sure that if I do get a coffee in an environment like that, I'm going to sit there, enjoy the environment, enjoy the bean. So if it's an Illy bean, or maybe if some of you like a Lavazza bean, I like the Illy bean. and I'm going to enjoy that, and I'm going to see new places in the city that I otherwise wouldn't try, and I'm not going to feel guilty about it. So those are different things that you can do to go about coffee and in your lifestyle. And obviously, if you're a freelancer, sometimes like myself, and if you're working in the corporate sector, another thing to bear in mind is that sometimes you will be able to use the coffee machines in workplaces, because often they'll have a lot of those machines, and they do nice coffee as well. So that will help support the coffee addiction. I hope you found this video helpful. Obviously, this is very much a serious matter for those of us that feel that they've have quite a high coffee intake to get through the day. But obviously there's a lot worse things that you could be doing, so there's no shame. And yeah, there you go. Thanks very much, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.